Is it time to panic? Let's do the panic meter for these 8 programs on the scale from calm to panicked. Let's start with Old Dominion, where Ricky Rahne has this place in a better position than when he took it over, but the truth at the end of the day is that through 4 seasons with a lot of talent, they finished below 500 every single year and haven't won a bowl game. So I'd be a little bit worried with the lack of progression over the last couple of seasons, especially considering the fact that the talent's increased. So this season I feel like is a big year for him. What about LSU? There's been some successes early, but a little bit more disappointment in these last couple of years under Brian Kelly. I'd still be calm if I'm an LSU fan. I think there's a lot of things that are going for them this season, and I think this is a year where they could really break out. Let's not forget that it was Blake Baker's first season as a defensive coordinator last year, and we've seen time and time again that coordinators can make a really big leap once they've had a chance to fully settle in. What about App State? They go below 500, they miss a bowl game, they fire Sean Clark, they bring in Dowell Logains this season. How should they be feeling? I'd be kind of alarmed right now. Logains isn't a hire that I love, and I really think we could be looking back a year from now and be like, yeah, that guy was a Lenora Sellers merchant because he's that generational of a player. And so App State taking a gamble on him is fine, but they used to be the class of the Sun Belt, and they just haven't been that for a while. It's a little bit alarming to see. What about Northwestern football? They miss a bowl game in year 2 under David Braun after winning 8 games in his first season, and I'm up to worried now. David Braun is still a fine head coach, but I'm worried that the same circumstances that existed that allowed them to have a successful year like every 3 seasons under Fitzgerald and then that first year under Braun, I'm worried that that doesn't exist anymore with no divisions and a really stacked Big Ten. UNLV is a program that loses their head coach, Barry Odom. Should they be alarmed for any reason? No, I think they should be calm. They hired Dan Mullen, and I think there's a very realistic possibility where in like 2 years we're talking about how UNLV upgraded a head coach. Utah State's a program that kind of just floundered through this last season, and then they hire Bronco Mendenhall. And any team that has Bronco Mendenhall as its head coach should be calm. I really think Utah State is set up for some success with him at the helm. What about Rice football? They just fired their head coach, Mike Bloomgren. There's a lot of weird stuff going on with the program, but they hire Scott Abel, who's a proven winner from Davidson. I'd still be a little bit concerned just with the current position of the program, but I think it's been shown time and time again that a group of 5 program that is ripe with resources can build up really, really fast in a short amount of time. So I think Rice is capable of doing that, similar to how we saw UNLV do it recently. Finally, we have UTEP, a disappointing 3-9 season for Scotty Walden's first year, but I'm going to go with calm because I love Scotty Walden. He's so high energy. I love the talent he's bringing to this team. Bringing in Malachi Nelson this season, I'm pretty optimistic about what these guys can do, and I think UTEP football could be making some serious noise in 2025.